or side? Right, left.
Okay.
A little bit.
My name is Marcia Golden. I'm managing partner of DJDGolden. He's going to make sure it works, otherwise I have to push buttons. And someday they're going to get me a lavalier mic because when I get behind a podium, I get a little stressed.
I know. Talk to him.
It's okay. It doesn't work. So I'm just going to do the up and down, right and left things. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I will. Okay. So Carol asked me to talk about content. How many of you, before you decided to become lawyers, were English majors? Yeah, me too. Me too, and look what happened. So what I'm going to talk about is writing in the context of marketing, and I'm going to push this back so I can actually see it. And so marketing is what you say and how you say it. Maybe that won't work. So that prospects clearly understand the benefit, that's a really big word, that's why I made it big, you bring to the table, and then they retain you. Everything I'm going to be talking about is writing with a purpose. The whole goal of anything we do in marketing, sales is marketing with its sleeves rolled up. Marketing's job is to make sales possible. And what they don't teach you in law school, and certainly what they didn't teach me in journalism school or in psych school or in any of that stuff, is everything is sales. From the moment, as I think Nancy was saying, you go to kindergarten, to walking into a room, to what you put on your business card, to a newsletter you send out, an email you send out, a blog you post, a white paper you put out. So basically what you're doing is you are explaining to the recipient of your missives the benefit you bring to their table, why you. No one buys features, they buy benefits. So since I am always a hair color freak, I know you thought this was natural, there's L'Oreal, there's Revlon. So L'Oreal is more expensive. Revlon, it's the same chemicals. It's the same chemicals. But the benefit, if I would use L'Oreal, is I will be a better blonde. And I've always wanted to be a blonde. So anyways, what I just said, that's it. Now you can go home, because now you know that it's all about presenting benefits, communicating your benefits appropriately to your clients, prospects, and referral sources. So, of course, as lawyers, you know that what you say matters. Every word matters. What they teach you in law school, and I'm talking really fast because I only have 20 minutes, is what you say and how you say it is important. Every word can be construed in a way that may or may not be beneficial to you and your client. So it's the same in any marketing communication. So what you say matters, but only if it's in front of the right eyeballs. You need to make sure that your message is appropriate to the people you want to reach. So, for example, if your greatest source of referrals is accounting firms, you want to make sure that your email blasts, your newsletters, your database is of accountants who could refer business to you. If it is lawyers who could refer business to you, that's the same thing. If you are in personal injury and you have a direct line to doctor referral sources, you want to make sure that they hear what you say and what you're doing. So where do you put content? Now, we're going to talk about public relations later, so I'm going to talk about the basics. Content goes on your website, and then I put together just a sampling of sites. The one on the left, Stein Spelling or Sperling, that's a big regional firm. The one on the right with the K is just got 4 members. The one at the bottom left is a solo practitioner, and Cravat, they just are talking to other lawyers. So that's their website. It's content, 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 content. They have cojones to do that because they're assuming that somebody's going to read it. But that's how important they think what they say and what they have to communicate to their clients, prospects, and referral sources is. Content also goes on your blog. How many people, first of all, how many people have a website? Okay, great. If you do not have a website, go on Wix.com and make one. It's a keep it simple, stupid kind of way to set yourself up. Wix.com. If there's something that you forget to write down, email me, I'll send it to you. It's a pretty easy to use site. You can pay an upcharge to get their name off your site, but it's definitely an easy way. WordPress is another. Make it. It's one of those, even if it's nothing more than a page, make it. just because that's the first thing people will do is they'll look for you on the web. How many people blog? Okay, great. All right. These are blogs by small firms, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. So you have something to say, you should say it. You should say it at least once a month. If you can do it once a week, that's great. I'm going to talk to you about size matters in content. This is a blog. I just want to show you. Do we have any personal injury attorneys here? Okay. Divorce? Okay. What I like about this website, and it's very specific to their website, this blog, it's specific to their market, is it's informational. The attorney posts often, and because it's personal injury, click here to chat live. They are actually giving you a call to action. Everything you do should have a call to action. It should be for more information, or if you have questions, call or email. The blog, let's see if I can do it back. The blog, do I have it on here? I don't. I'll show you another one. It should invite people to reach out to you. You can also use this as a social experience, so it can be, you can post about this on LinkedIn that you're blogging. You can have a link back to your website. You can post, and if anybody here is anybody tweeting? Okay, you're taking a lesson from the administration. So you can make this happen too for your blog.
It's not 5 in the morning.
I was actually up. You could have called me. So here's 5 tips to create your blog. 1, pick a topic. Sounds really elementary, but it's important. In your area of practice, more importantly, of interest to your market. So we have a client that is writing about compliance. That's an issue. Actually, I should say we are writing about compliance for the client. However, the market is broker-dealers, hedge funds, registered investment advisors, and accounting firms and other law firms who don't work in that space. So what we write has to be of interest to those markets. We write a blog for them once a week. I'm going to talk to you again about size in about a second. Niches are positive. It's not negative. So if you happen to be a personal injury attorney who only deals with auto accidents, that's your niche. That's what you blog about. If you are, I don't know what some of the other people's practices are. Just shout out real quick. Employment, elder law. Okay. These are awesome niches. So that's what you blog about. And you use photos and illustrations to show people. A picture is worth 1,000 words. They're not kidding. A caption under that picture will guarantee that it's read. Post regularly. If you have the time, and not everybody has the time, once a week is a good thing. And we're not talking about publishing the Bible once a week. We're talking about maybe 2 to 4 pages. So we're talking about 250 words to 500 words. We're not talking about a brief here. We're talking about being brief. Size matters. Again, don't write long. I mean, everybody here who's been talking about keep it simple, stupid because you want them to call you. You just want to give them top-line information. You are not practicing law on the internet. Monitor your web metrics. A blog that also has social links that you repost and that other people will repost will increase traffic to your website. Traffic to your website doesn't mean they're going to necessarily pick up the phone. However, as Carol said, I think it was 8 to 13 touches. That's an extra touch. That's a connection they've made with you. It'll facilitate the sales cycle. You're looking at traffic and page views. You want to see where else they're going. In your blog, you can actually embed links to other pages on your website. On your website, please don't take people off your site. Please don't, this is off topic, please don't link to the Bar Association. Oh, did I say that? Don't link to the Bar Association. Okay, because you're taking them off your site and you want them to stay with you. If there's something that you've posted on the Bar Association site, repost it on your site. SEO opportunities. Check out Word Tracker, Google Trends, Yahoo, and Buzz Index. hold on. Okay, again, number 5, no legal advice. A blog is not a Dear Abby column. If you want to do a Q&A, if you want to do a column where you like the New York Times has a reporter who solves real estate law issues, and he actually doesn't do it, but he talks to attorneys with a question that somebody's posted to him, and that's the only way you want to ever practice law online. Let's talk about marketing tactics for your newsletter. Here are 3 different newsletters, and what you'll notice is each one of them, it's short. So this is a really great thing. If you are writing a blog and you are posting 4 blogs a month, or you're posting 3 blogs a month, you repurpose those. That's your instant newsletter. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. Cannibalize your blog. That's one reason you do it. So you're actually amortizing the time you've spent writing. You'll notice, I don't know if you can see it, I don't know how to do this, but on compliance news, if you can see it, there's a little blue line that's read more. We'll talk about that in a second. Here's 4 tips to create your newsletter. Again, it's really simple. Select a template. So here's some services that will make this happen for you. And again, I'm all about if I can do it, you can do it. I'm a former journalist. I'm an English major, and the only reason I'm not a doctor is I got a D in math in college, so I can't do some of this stuff without, if it's too complex. So services, check out MailChimp, check out Constant Contact, WordPress, check out Wix, which I just talked to you about, or just Google free templates, and then, or you can create your own. We live in New York City. We have billions of freelancers here. You could go on elance.com and get somebody to do this for you. We are full of universities with creative young people. They all need to build a portfolio. Reach out to NYU, Columbia, FIT, and ask them if they have a student who'd like to do this for you. So select a template. Brand it. At the very least, put your name on it. If you have a logo, put your logo on it. I'm going to show you something where they didn't do it. Give it a name. It doesn't have to be clever, but it should be descriptive. If you want to be really, if you're a litigator, litigation matters. It can be very simple. Set a schedule. Once a month is really a good idea. Anybody get something from somebody every week? I get emails every week from the same people. I will tell you the only benefit that brings, since I don't read it every week because it's just too much touching, is I remember their names. I remember their names, and that's okay. So that's good. But if you hit people over the head too many times, they're going to start to duck. And the thing about digital marketing is that it's easy to click delete. It's also easy enough to click unsubscribe. And if you are using a service like a MailChimp or Constant Contact or any Reach Mobile, whatever you want to use, if you get too many people unsubscribing, they get mad at you, and then they kind of reduce the opportunity to communicate with your database. Select your topics, cannibalize your blog, consider your audience. You can actually reorganize, because these templates are so simple, you can actually reorganize the content for specific audiences. So if you are doing, if you're doing entertainment law and you're working with business management people for entertainers, you can cannibalize your blog and make sure that that newsletter is specific to business managers. And you can even call it law issues for business management. Or if you're dealing with licensing companies because they're licensing your client's name or image, you can talk about legal licensing matters in entertainment. You know, you can actually segment. The beauty of these things is you can segment these databases. The thing I like about digital is you can actually talk to somebody and know who they are and know if they've even listened to you. Because you know if they've opened your email, you know if they've clicked on your email, you know if they've, I mean, you basically know everything about them. The importance of read more. Always make sure when you're doing any kind of digital marketing, either it could be a regular e-blast, but on your newsletter, always just put the first couple of paragraphs and the image, and then read more. The read more is a live link to your website. You right-click on that word, and it opens up, and you say hyperlink, and you put in where you want them to go, and you send them to your website. Because once they're on your website and they're reading that article in your blog, chances are they're going to look around and see what else you're doing. Where do you find these people to send your stuff to? How many people have Outlook or some equivalent, a contact management system? Okay. How many people are on LinkedIn? How many people have more than 3 friends on LinkedIn? Okay.
Well, I have you 3 times.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Here's the thing. You can export your Outlook database or your other contact management system into an Excel spreadsheet and then upload it into any of those services that I talked about earlier. And it will clean that list for you. It'll tell you who's got a broken link. And then when you send out your first e-blast or your first newsletter, it will record the bounces. So automatically you know where your bad emails are. We have a client, he says, oh, we've got a really great database. I said, okay, great. How many contacts are on it? He said, 9,000. I said, that's awesome. Okay, this is a law firm. And he said, and so we go and they export their database and give it to us, and we look at it, and of those 9,000 contacts they think they have, only 2,000 have email addresses. Many of them are dead. We have a client who has we have a telemarketer on calling into a client's database, and I would say half of the list is physically dead. I mean, the people have died. So,
do they answer?
No, but the companies are still in existence, but the people have actually passed on. I want to keep going because I don't have that much time. You can export it, put it into LinkedIn, put it into the template provider, and they will clean your database. They will help you manage your database. LinkedIn, you can actually export your contacts, all those linked contacts, those 600, 1,000 people that you can't even remember why you're connected to them. You can export them into an Excel spreadsheet and put that either into your Outlook, and now you have all those people, or you can put them into, again, one of these template services, and you can actually send your email out to them. You can send your newsletter out to them. Last case is list brokers. There are people who will sell you lists of your prospects. Some are better than others. If it's only going to cost you $150 to get 5,000 names, you know you get what you pay for. I was going to say a bad word, but I'm being recorded. Marketing tactic, another marketing tactic is your white paper. How many people have ever done a white paper? Okay. Here are samples. Here's Cadwallader's. They made it really pretty. Day does one. It's less, but you'll notice 2 things about these 2 white papers that this one, who is this, doesn't have. They posted something with no information on the firm or the author. The thing about these white papers, or how to contact, what you really want is your firm name, your email address. You want your website if you have it, and if you're feeling really brave, your phone number. And then you take these white papers and you repost them elsewhere. In addition to putting them on your website, we have a list of free press release and white paper posting services. If you send me an email, I'll send you an email back with all of those links to those websites. And if they cannot contact you, what's the point of doing this? All right, so, what was the point of that, a subprime tango? It's a nice little title. It's got his name there, but he doesn't really talk about what law firm or how to get in touch with him. Why do you want to do white papers? Because they have serious viral marketing benefits. I would also tell you that you can, before you put up together a white paper, what you want to do is you want to talk to someone like my co-presenter, because before you put paper to pen or finger to keyboard, see if he can find a home for it. See if your publicity person can find a home for it in the media, because lots of media will take bylined articles, and then your white paper is a bylined article. So white papers have viral marketing benefits because, and I'm sorry for the way this broke out, but 77% of prospects who download white papers will pass them along to colleagues. So it's kind of like readership of a magazine back in the day, where your firm might buy, if you were working at Big Law, your firm might buy 5 copies of the Wall Street Journal, and then they had a little sign-up thing, and it passed along through the rest of the firm. Marcia, 5 minutes, yeah. Okay, good. I'm good. Also, 24% will pass a white paper on to a supervisor. So if you're actually talking to companies, if you're talking to the CEO, or you're talking to a manager, or in my case, maybe the chief marketing officer, they might pass it on to a managing partner. Here's 4 tips to create a white paper. Brand it. Invest in a real cover page, just like Cadwallader did. It's so easy. There's plenty of templates out there. Make sure you include your firm and author contact information. Educate, don't sell. Again, Carol's been talking about this, plain English. Also, consider co-branding. If accountants are really good referral sources for you, call them up and say, hey, would you like to do a joint branding promotion? And write it together. Let them write it. It goes on your website with your logo, their logo. You share the byline. Size matters. 4 pages. 4 pages. This is not, again, the Bible. Pick a title with sizzle and benefits, like hostile workplace. Is that you? 10 steps to litigation avoidance. And then, as Nancy said, just do it.